Okay, I see that the first people are entering the room. I see Jeroen, Craig, Alex, Francisco, and Michael. Welcome. We're just waiting for the rest of the people to join in. Okay, more people are joining. I see Diego. Alex is here. Two people called Alex. Dan. Vina. Okay, cool. More and more people joining. So all of you have a chat box available. So feel free to ask me any questions in the chat box during the webinar. Whenever you want, I will try to answer them as soon as possible. And yeah, first of all, I would like to ask you guys, where are you guys from? It's always nice to see where people are from. It's usually quite a this is the first time I'm doing a webinar for Purple Pill, for HeadJack, but I have done other webinars before, and it's also always nice to hear where people are coming from. It's usually a pretty international crowd. So okay, Brazil, Madrid, Tennessee, cool, Nashville, New York, LA. So wide variety. We're actually planning to do a little trip to the States pretty soon, and we are planning on visiting New York and LA, and maybe San Francisco as well. So it would be nice we can drop by you guys' office, just have a quick chat. Fabian is from Cologne. Okay, let's see how many people we got so far. I see still new people are dripping in, so let's just give them another 2 minutes, and then we'll kick this thing off. Okay, Vina. Well, if you want to meet up, then yeah, you can feel free to shoot me an email, nick@headjack.io, and yeah, maybe we can set up a little meeting when we are in the States. Berlin, 2 people from Germany. That's cool. Okay, well, so I think it's probably a good moment to get started. The webinar is recorded anyway, so you guys can also just watch it on your own pace later if you want. Let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Nick Kraakman. I am the co-founder of Purple Pill, which is the company who created HeadJack as well. So we started out with the production of high-end 360 3D video content. We've written a lot of blog posts about our experiences with that. We're still producing that content, but we very quickly ran into the problem that we had to distribute these videos in some way. And so we started developing our own apps. Later, more and more clients started asking for the same thing. So we started developing apps for other clients as well, just so they could distribute their 360 videos to the VR headsets of that time. That was about 2.5 years ago. And yeah, that sort of evolved. And in the end, we were like, okay, we don't have enough manpower to build apps and maintain them for every client that we have. So why not create a platform where our clients can build those apps themselves? And that is what has turned into HeadJack. So let me, yeah, the format of the webinar, just so you have an idea, is that I will explain the HeadJack Cinema feature, which is what we promised to explain. I will give a live demonstration of that as well. I will give you, in a second, I will give you some download links. You should have also received them in the emails of an Oculus app and a Google Cardboard app. If you install them on your local device right now, or in a few minutes, once I give you the links, yeah, you will actually be able to see that when I click the play button in the Hedgehog Cinema, on the Hedgehog Cinema page, the video will actually start playing on your device as well. So that is just to show you how it works. And before that, I will quickly do a run through of the most important features in Hedgehog, how to quickly create an app, because some people still had some questions about that too. And you can always ask me questions in the chat box that many of you have already managed to locate, so that's good. Okay, so let's get started. So there are a lot of situations where you want multiple people to watch the same piece of VR content at exactly the same time. For example, when meeting clients, which is what we use the Hedgehog Cinema feature for a lot actually at the moment, because sometimes you're at the table with, let's say, 4 clients, and you want them to watch the video, but then you also want to discuss with them afterwards. But if you have to do that manually one by one, then one guy is already finished when the other hasn't even started yet. And that just creates chaos during the meeting. And you have to do all this hush talking because one of them is still watching, so you have to be quiet. So it's not very constructive during a meeting. So it's very useful for that. But also at events where you have a lot of people coming to your stand, or you're doing a content launch, like when you have created a great piece of content and you have a viewing with, let's say, 30 headsets, it would be nice to have more of a cinema experience where everyone watches it at the same time and is finished at the same time. And also, the VR cinemas, they are popping up around the world. There's one actually right around the corner from our office, where there are just like a lot of headsets and you can just watch 360 content there. So for those locations, the cinema feature is also interesting. But unfortunately, so far, there wasn't a way to control multiple VR headsets at a distance, like I said, which results in messy viewing sessions. And that's why we decided to develop the cinema feature. So Cinema is a powerful feature we added to Hedgehog, which gives you full control over multiple VR devices directly from your web browser. And the Cinema allows you to start playing a video on a nearly unlimited number of connected VR devices around the world. So they don't all have to be in the same room. That's why I also told you guys that you can install it on your phone, and you'll see that I can turn it on from here, from Amsterdam. And you can start it at exactly the same time. And that's just the beginning, because we added a lot more useful features, but it's probably best to show you these features in action rather than tell you about them. So that's what we're going to do. And for that reason, I'm now sharing with you the two links that I told you about for an Oculus Rift app and a Google Cardboard app. If you haven't installed them yet, I will paste them in the chat box. There they are. Please feel free to download and install them on your device right now. And open up the app as well. Once we are at this, I'll tell you when to open up the app, and then we'll see what happens. This is the very first time we do this test, and it's a live webinar, so I'm really excited to see how this goes. So while you guys are installing the apps, let's exit the presentation and log into Hedgehog, where I will start with a quick walkthrough of how to create a VR video app quickly. So let's see. I have Hedgehog dashboard. So when you log into Hedgehog, this is the dashboard. You have some analytics about how many views you have, and how many people watch your content. When you create a fresh account, of course, there won't be much there. The first step really is to go to the media page. You see we've already uploaded some media files. This is just a big bucket where you dump your image files, your audio files, spatial audio files, and your videos as well. So let's just see how this works. I have a little folder here. I have an icon, or let's say this image. I have 60 seconds of 4K video and a spatial audio file. And I can just drag and drop them. Bloop, there they go. It asks me about the video, like, is it monoscopic or stereoscopic? This has to do with the way, of course, the video is displayed in the app eventually. So this is stereoscopic video. So we select stereoscopic and I press OK, and it starts uploading here. You see the image has already been uploaded. Anton asks if there is an iOS version. There is, but iOS is very hard to distribute outside of the App Store. So I cannot make an iOS version that works on all you guys' devices. For that, I would need to have some credentials from your specific iOS device for it to work. So that's a bit unfortunate. That's also why I didn't create a Gear VR app now, because that is also very hard to distribute outside of the App Store. So that's why I created an Oculus app and a Google Cardboard Android app, just so it's easy for you guys to install it and run it. So while this is uploading, you see it's at 80%, 60%. We can just continue. After you uploaded your media files, you can create a project, which is sort of like a collection of information surrounding the video that you uploaded. So you see, again, we have a couple of projects here already, but I can say add project. And I can give it some information. So I can give it a title, my title, description, I select one of the videos, or I can upload it from here. I'll select this video, and I can give it a thumbnail. I'll select the image we just uploaded from Fabio, and I'll press save, and that's it. So now we created a project. So as I said, it's sort of a collection of information. And let's see. Yeah, indeed, Gerkan. The app's displays your experience is about to begin. Later on, once we are at the cinema page, I will be able to select a project here, press play, and the thing you see on the screen will change to the video. So that is what we're trying to show here. So you can leave the app on if you want, or you can turn it off for now until we get to the cinema page. I'm just going to finish up this quick walkthrough of HeadJack first. And so yeah, once we created a couple of projects, we can combine those into an app. So again, we already have two apps here, but I'll add a new one. So we give the app a title, my new app, and you want to add projects to it, you know, because you want to fill up your app with content. So I select these two projects, I select, say, add project. Other than that, so now you've already filled your app with content, but of course you want to give your app an icon, which is displayed on the, for example, the home screen of your phone. So I give it a little icon of an image that I've already uploaded. You can also give it a splash image if you want, which is an image that pops up into your screen for a couple seconds when you first start up the app. So yeah, we can just select. Doesn't really matter. I'll just select this one for now. So that's about it. However, there's one thing that's left for you to do, which is pretty important, of course, and that is the template. The template determines the entire design of your app. So we created a couple of templates. However, it's also possible for you guys to, if you are a Unity developer, or if you have Unity developers, to actually dive into the code and create a template from scratch. So I just want to quickly show you this. headjack.io/docs. There's a long tutorial with images and very detailed on how you can build a HeadJack template from scratch. If you're not a programmer, this just seeing this will already make your head hurt, so I'll quickly leave. But just so you know that it is an option. But yeah, for now, what we want to do, of course, we want to show the cinema feature, and right now there's only one template that supports this feature, and that is called the Dark Galaxy template. So let's see where it is, if it's actually here at all. Let's see. Here it is, the Dark Galaxy template. I'll select it, and again, here you see indeed your experience is about to begin. This is the thumbnail of the template, and that is also what Kraakman just said. Like, that is shown in the screen until you commence an action from the CMS, which we'll do in a second. So now, once we've selected all this, we click apply. It will save everything we just did. And now a new section appears in the top right, where you can just select the platform you want to build for. So for example, a simple one is a cardboard Android. You can say if it's a local app which you just want to use on your device or on someone else's device, or if you want to submit it to the app stores, in which case there are some more credentials we need to make it so you can submit it to the app store without issues. So let's select local and click build application. It says the app is saved, and then in a few seconds it will tell us that the build has or that the app has started building. It is now sending it to Unity Cloud Build, and yes, there it is. Build successfully started. So if we click View Builds, there we go. It's now queued status, and it's currently being built. So that is all there is to it. These are the simplest steps to creating a VR app, and as you saw, it took me 10 minutes. So you upload some media, you add some metadata to your video in the project, and then in an app you combine your projects, which you can then build for any VR platform we support. So that's the quick walkthrough of HeadJack. And now for the main event of the day, the cinema feature. You see it here with a bright red label next to it. And when I click on it, it doesn't look super exciting, does it? It's just an empty page. And it says, please select an app to see connected devices. So the app that I sent you guys the links for, how many of you have installed it at the moment? I'm curious. By the way, if you have installed the app, it's now the time to open it up. And Craig asks, is it possible to stream video from a third party? That is absolutely possible. Let me just quickly do this, and then I'll go back to the cinema. On the media page, you see the option to add media files, which is what I did. I uploaded some media. However, what you can also do is to add a stream. In case you have a third-party stream in HLS format, that is the requirement though. You can just paste the URL here, say if it's a mono stream or a stereo stream, and click add, and then you can add it to your app just like any other video. We have 2 test streams here. So that is definitely possible. Okay, so I see a couple of people have installed it. Craig says it is not working on S8. What is not working? Because maybe I can help you out. For now, I will select the Marketplace app because that is the app. Oh, look. So I see 3 people have managed to install it because these are 3 devices that are not mine. So that is very interesting. I see a Huawei, never know if I pronounced that correctly, and 2 Samsungs. So that is great. That is really interesting. So these are 3 devices that show up here on my screen that have the app open now. Make sure your phone doesn't go into sleep mode or whatever, because then you'll disappear from the list. And as you see, I see 3 long device IDs here, unique device IDs. Another one popped up. Really cool, this. Again, first time we do this, so really cool to see that it's going so well. But of course, it's another one. Great, all cardboard. I don't see an Oculus app yet, but that's fine. So these device IDs, of course, when you are working with some of your own devices, it's very hard to keep track of them. So we added this button. You can rename it. I'll just give it a very generic name now. And Yeah, now it's renamed, and so it's easier for you to keep track. You see that the status of all these apps is idle at the moment because we're not doing anything yet. You can see if it's a Cardboard, an Oculus app, a Vive app, and even which operating system they're running and what model of the device they're using. Okay, Craig, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but maybe you can uninstall your app and then double check if you have enough space on your device, and then try to reinstall it, because it should work, because for all these other 5 people it is working. So now I'm gonna add a ZTE Daydream phone into the mix, which I'm opening the app on now. And I'm also gonna open the app on a iOS phone. So more and more should pop up. This is the biggest test we've done so far. iOS should pop up. Yep, there it is, iOS. So as we see, we have a so this is the ZTE, that's my phone. So I'll rename it to Nick. And now what we're gonna see, if everyone keeps their app open, I'm gonna show you that I can now select one of the projects that I added to this app that I just selected. And I can perform an action. I can download a project, play it, delete it. I can show the project details. I can even send a message to all these phones. What we're going to do, which is of course the most exciting, is to play the project. It is going to be streamed. So yeah, it also depends on your internet speed, of course. And play project. I have to select which devices I want to perform this action on. And there we go. Press play. As you can see, on all these devices, it says playing. There's one phone that is having some issues. However, what we can do is we can just select these 2 that just joined the party a bit later and fire it up on those 2. Now it's playing on those 2 as well. So now you should see a video playing on your device. And on some of the devices, it already stopped because it's finished. It's amazing. Okay, so as you can see, it's finished playing on all these devices. Now it should have moved you back to your menu. What I'm gonna do now is gonna send you guys a little message. Oh, I see someone joined later, so I'm gonna start the video on their phone as well, just so they can see that it works. There we go, playing April. So it says playing and then the name of the on a Google Pixel, it seems that it's... So now I'm going to send you guys a message. So instead of your experience is about to begin, it should show you a message, which I'm going to type here. Hi, this is Nick. You are awesome. And I'm going to send it to all these devices now. And it should appear. Let's see if it appeared. Yeah, there it is. It is there on my phone. Oh yeah, Lyle, you do need a good internet connection, because we were streaming the videos and it's a 4K video, so that makes it a bit hard. So do you guys see the message now in the menu screen? Because I do on both the iOS phone and on my ZTE. Yeah, absolutely, they can. So what I just did, some people here joined late, Alton, and what I did is I just selected that one device that joined late, and I redid the action of starting to play the video, so that is definitely possible. Okay, great, everyone sees it. So I am in Amsterdam. You guys told me you were all around the world, in the US, in Brazil, even in Germany, all over the place. And just right from this little web page, I was able to start playing a video, to send a message. And this is all just the beginning, because you can make it as crazy as you want once you start developing your own templates and integrating this functionality. Because You can send whatever command you want to your app, and it's doing it live. So yeah, that is in short the cinema feature. So let me just are there any questions about this at the moment? Because I can see, maybe I can start another one just for fun. I'll start Mission Earth. There we go. Oh. There you go. And it starts playing again. So that is pretty cool. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation if I can find where I left it. Here we are. I have to present. Kyle, maybe this was already answered, but how many devices can you have viewing at one time? We haven't tested the limits of it yet, but as you just saw, there were about 10 devices connected. We have had around 30 devices connected at most in our testing. It's very hard to get more than 30 phones, to do your testing with. It's an expensive business. But yeah, in theory, there shouldn't be a limit, because what it is it's sort of like a request to our website, and that there can be a nearly unlimited amount of visitors on our website at the same time. And this is basically the same thing. So yeah, if our website can handle it, then the cinema feature can handle it. And yeah, indeed, it plays the same video again, because I added the same video to all these test projects in my app, because I was too lazy to upload more videos. So yeah, that's what you can do. You can add the same video to multiple projects. Insert a logo is possible only through Unity. You mean a logo in the template in the main menu? Yeah, if you want to customize the main menu, then you have to dive into the Unity code. Does it only work? Yeah, you can also play local content. Let me just quickly show you how that goes, because where were we here? So what I did, I just clicked play project, right? Because you don't have the file locally on the device, it just started streaming. However, there's also the option to download the project. If I download the project first to all these devices and then do play, then it will play the local file. So yeah, it can also play local content for sure. Can notifications interrupt the content feed? Alton asks. Yeah, notifications, it depends on the platform you're on, because and the priority of the notification, because only higher priority notifications should pop up through your VR experience, but that's not cinema specific or Hedgehog specific. It's just VR specific, like it's built into the VR SDKs of Google, for example, of the Cardboard and the Daydream SDK. So yeah, notifications just depends on how high of a priority they get. Yeah, so where were we? I was at the presentation. View, present. Oops. Okay, and we're back. Spatial audio is enabled. Yeah, if you have a Alex asked if spatial audio is enabled. Absolutely. So, but yes, at the moment we use the Too Big Ear spatial audio, and that only works for downloaded content at the moment. It's not a streamable format yet. although they have implemented the streamable version of it on Facebook, they haven't made it available for Unity yet. So if you download the content and then play it, then yeah, you can play it with spatial audio as well. Yeah, so let's see. So I just showed you how Hedgehog works, and specifically also how the cinema feature works. The cinema feature is available for studio plan users. So and for studios plan users and up. So let me quickly describe what this plan includes. You get 5 terabytes of bandwidth per month. So you can have quite a lot of people view your content for that bandwidth amount. You can create up to 10 apps, and an app does not count as, okay, I have an iOS app, I have an Android app. No, those are all considered one app. So you can build for as many platforms as you want, and it would still count as one app. So 10 apps gives you a lot of freedom to play around with and build apps for your clients and for yourself. You also get the ability to package a video inside the app, and what that means is that you don't have to use your bandwidth, because your video is then inside the application itself. So when a user downloads the application, it already has the video in it, so they don't have to stream it or whatever, so you save some bandwidth there. But, of course, most important of all, the studio plan offers the cinema feature we just showed you, which you can use during viewings, live events, client meetings, content launches, you name it. So a lot of flexibility in that feature. And yeah, the regular price for this is $450 per month. However, of course, we want to give you guys a special offer because you're here spending your time listening to me. So I really appreciate that. And it was great that you guys participated, and I could show it on your devices as well, which was really cool. So yeah, the special offer, half the price for 3 months. So the first 3 months, you get it for $225 per month instead of $450 per month. So you save over $600. So that's quite nice, if I say so myself. And you can claim this deal by going to hedgehog.io/studio deal. I will quickly type it out into the chat box as well, so you can find it easily. So if you go there, let me see. This offer is valid for the next 72 hours, and after that, the price goes back up to $450. Yeah, so let's see if there are any more questions about this. I see that someone asked if we can white label it. You can definitely white label it. You can add your own images, icons, colors, those kind of things directly from the CMS. However, you can also, again, like I said, if you have a Unity developer or if you are technical yourself, you can tweak the code of your template, and you can customize it however much you want, and then still build your apps through Hedgehog. So yeah, you can customize it and white label it however much you want. And what we are thinking about at the moment, but it's going to be extremely hard to implement, is that we want to offer the option to white label the entire content management system. So you wouldn't even see hedgehog.io in your browser anymore. It would be your own URL, your own logo on it. It would be as if you created the platform. But we're working on that. That's a work in progress. Is it extra to white label? No, Hedgehog apps per default are white label, so you won't see any mention of Hedgehog anywhere unless you choose to upload a Hedgehog logo yourself. But that's, yeah, no, they are white label. Yeah. I like this done with 75 phones, synchronized. Will it play? No, it will not. It will play from the beginning. Like if people drop out during a viewing, like after you press play and you wanna, and they come back, yeah, they will have to restart the experience. They can't just jump in and start at exactly the point where the rest has left off. Please contact me at gmail.com. Is that really your email address? It looks a bit okay. That's but yeah, I will definitely contact you if that is actually your email address. Please. And you guys can also feel free to shoot me an email, of course, at nick@hedgehog.io. I will try to answer them as quickly as possible. So again, like the studio plan available for 72 hours for 50% off for the first 3 months, saving you over $600. Yeah, so if you are already logged into the Hedgehog CMS, you can also just use the coupon code Studio Deal. I just shared it in the chat, and yeah. So okay, so what codec do video files work best? The thing is, because we, like I said, how Hedgehog started was that we built apps for clients manually. Then clients had to send us their video files, and it always ended up that we had to re-encode them because they weren't working and because they weren't running on certain platforms. For example, on iOS, only on the new phones 4K is supported. On an iPhone 5S, you can't really play a 4K video, and if you can, it's not in an advanced codec like H.265 or WebM. So yeah, it's a bit tricky. So you can upload whatever file you want to Hedgehog, and we will re-encode it for you and make sure it runs on all the platforms. And our codec of choice is VP9 in a WebM container. Well, thanks, Alton. I'm glad you like our blogs. They are by far the best read pages on our website. So they are doing something. I'm always hoping when I write them that I help someone out with it, because we're struggling here sometimes, trying to figure things out. How does this work? How does this work? And then, spend weeks on something, and then, yeah, why waste all that effort? Why not just share it? And so other people don't have to spend those weeks struggling, So I'm glad people enjoyed reading those blogs, and that always motivates us, of course, to keep writing them. Although sometimes work ends up making it impossible for us to find the time to write them, but Okay, cool. So are there any more questions specific to Hedgehog or to the cinema feature or whatever else you want to know about Purple Pill? Or feel free to ask now. And otherwise, yeah, we're gonna end this this presentation. And I really hope that you guys got a good idea of what the cinema feature can do. Is there a recommended Wi-Fi data speed for cinema group experiences? Well, we did viewings, which wasn't with the cinema feature, but it was just an event where we had, I think, 30 headsets, and they all had to stream over the same Wi-Fi. That was really rough. So if you stream a video over Wi-Fi and it's 4K, you need a pretty strong Wi-Fi, and then you also need to limit the amount of devices to, let's say, 10 or 15. So what I would recommend in those cases is to always, because you can never rely on the speed of the internet and the stability of the internet connection, to always download the content to the devices first. So you can use the cinema for that as well, to say, okay, download this video to all these devices. So you have it locally and you don't have to use the internet. And then you can just click play, and that doesn't require a strong internet connection at all, because it's just a little ping. It's just it's hardly any data that is being sent over, so you don't need a strong internet connection to receive the play event. In that case, you can up it to let's say 60 devices easily. Where can we see April? Oh, actually, it's on our blog. Let me look it up for you, because we literally just launched a blog post which contains a link to April. Let's see if this is the right link. April, for those of you who don't know, is an in-house project we did. We shot it like over a year ago, and we finally finished it now because, of course, because it wasn't a paid project, we had to do it in the spare hours, and we learned a lot from it. And I just shared a link to a new blog post that we just put online, and it also contains links to the full version of April. So can you sideload and do playback commands? Yeah, you can. You can definitely sideload, but you will have to create the project on the CMS otherwise, because you have to perform this play function on a certain project. So, but you can sideload for sure. At the moment, we use mainly the Nokia Ozo camera, to be honest, and we have shot some things with the Jaunt 1 camera as well. We're not really using our own purple monstrosity anymore because it had 16 GoPros in it, sometimes 18 if we wanted to shoot at the bottom as well, and it was just a hassle to work with. So we're switching to the Ozo now because it's just so much faster. So much faster. So it saves us a lot of precious time. You can send whatever messages you want to the devices, but only to the app. So you can't send an actual email to the device. You'll have to use Gmail for that, not the cinema feature, I'm afraid. Any thoughts on the Yi Halo? I can't say much about the Yi Halo because we haven't tested it yet, but it looks very interesting, of course. Although, yeah, I'm still, I'm not sure if that one also films the top and the bottom, but yeah, that was always the downside of the Google Jump Rig, the initial one, of course. Can you add surveys inside the app? That's a good point. Surveys. So as I said, you can do whatever you want. You can get a template, open it in Unity, and customize it however you want. So we don't have a feature on the website that says create a survey and add it to your app, but you can just open up Unity, and if you have a developer, they can just build a survey into it, and you then upload your template back to Hedgehog, and you can do your thing, so you can customize it however you want. That is really the route we chose to take with Hedgehog, because of course it differs a lot from other platforms like InstaVR or Wanda VR, which are all great platforms, but they do not offer you access to the actual source code of your app. And we do, and that is in one hand the downside for people who are less technical or don't have the funds to hire a developer, but it is really useful for people who do have the budget for a developer or have a developer in-house or are a developer themselves, because it allows you to customize every single thing. So yeah, again, just to wrap it up, Studio Plan with the cinema feature enabled, you can get it for 50% off for the first 3 months for the next 72 hours. And after that, the price goes back up to $450. You can claim this discount by going to hedgehog.io/studio deal. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys really enjoyed this webinar. At least I did. So I had a good time. I was glad that it all worked out with this live demonstration, the first time ever, on all these devices connected across the world. So that was really cool. So yeah, I want to, if there's no more questions, I want to wish you guys a good evening. At least my evening is about to start. For you guys, it's of course might still be the beginning of your day. Always messy with those time zones. So yeah, just let's keep in touch. And if there are any questions after this, feel free to shoot me an email at nick@hedgehog.io. Thank you, guys.